Youcat 405 405. How can anyone live a chaste life? What can help? Someone lives chastely when he is free to be loving and is not the slave of his drives and emotions. Anything, therefore, that helps one to become a more mature, freer, and more loving person and to form better relationships helps that person to love chastely. A student, when asked why he had never been in bed with a girlfriend, said, "I do not know yet whom I will marry, but I do not want to betray my future wife today." One becomes free to be loving through self-discipline, which one must acquire, practice, and maintain at every stage of life. It is helpful for me in this regard to obey God's commandments in all situations, to avoid temptations and any form of double life or hypocrisy, and ask God for protection against temptations and to strengthen me in love. Being able to live out a pure and undivided love is ultimately a grace and a wonderful gift of God. Question number 406. Does everybody have to be chaste, even married people? Yes, every Christian should be loving and chaste, whether he is young or old, lives alone or is married. Not everyone is called to marriage, but everyone is called to love. We are destined to give our lives away. Many do so in the form of marriage, others in the form of a voluntary celibacy for the sake of the kingdom of heaven, others by living alone and yet being there for others. All human life finds its meaning in love. To be chaste means to love with an undivided heart. The unchaste person is torn and not free. Someone who loves authentically is free, strong, and good. He can devote himself in love. Thus, Christ, who gave himself up completely for us and at the same time devoted himself completely to his Father in heaven, is a model of chastity because he is the original model of strong love. 1 Peter chapter 5 verse 8 says, "Be sober, be watchful. Your adversary, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion, seeking someone to devour." 1 Thessalonians chapter 4 verse 3 to 5. "For this is the will of God, your sanctification, that you abstain from immorality, that each one of you know how to control his own body in holiness and honor, not in the passion of lust like heathens who do not know God." Question number 407. Why is the church against premarital sexual relationships? Because she would like to protect love. A person can give someone else no greater gift than himself or herself. "I love you" means for both, "I want only you." I want all that you are, and I want to give myself to you forever. Because that is so, we cannot even with our bodies really say, I love you, temporarily or on a trial basis. Many people take their premarital relationships seriously, and yet there are two reservations involved that are incompatible with love: the exit option and the fear of a child. Because love is so great, so sacred, and so unique, the church teaches young people the obligation to wait until they are married before they start to have sexual relations. Pope John Paul II would say, to give your body to another person symbolizes the total gift of yourself to that person. Pope Benedict XVI says, young people want great things. Christ did not promise an easy life. Those who desire comforts have dialed the wrong number. Rather, he or she shows us the way to great things, the good toward an authentic human life. Question number 408. How can you live as a young Christian if you are living in a premarital relationship or have already had premarital relations? God loves us at every moment, in every complicated situations, even in a state of sin. God helps us to seek the whole truth about love and to find ways to live it more and more unambiguously and decisively. In a conversation with a priest or a reliable, experienced Christian, young people can look for a way to live out their life with increasing integrity. They will learn that every life is a process and that whatever has happened, they can make a new beginning with God's help. Question number 409. Is masturbation an offense against love? Masturbation is an offense against love because it makes the excitement of sexual pleasure an end in itself and uncouples it from the holistic unfolding of love between a man and a woman. That is why sex with yourself is a contradiction in terms. The church does not demonize masturbation, but she warns against trivializing it. In fact, many young people and adults are in danger of becoming isolated in their conception of lewd picture, films, and internet services instead of finding love in a personal relationship. Loneliness can lead to a blind alley in which masturbation becomes an addiction. Living by the motto, for sex I do not need anyone, I will have it myself forever and whenever I need it, makes nobody happy. Pope John Paul II said on September 8, 1985, that experience too shows that premarital sexual relationships make the choices of the right lifelong partner more difficult rather than easier. Part of preparation for a good marriage is training and consolidating your character. You should also cultivate those forms of love and tenderness which are appropriate to the provisional nature of your friendly relationship. Being able to wait and do without now will make it easier for you later to show loving consideration for your future spouse. God bless you all.